ends on the set. He comes in motion to the near side. Pressure's up. Sam Mills gets the sack.
What happened between you and Talib on the field early in the game?
I don't know. You gonna ask him because he didn't finish the game. Ice up, son. Ice up.
YouTube, what's going on? Week 13's in the books. Heartbreaker 18-21. Man, there's a lot of blame to go around, but we're going to get in it first here. This is Carolina First. I'm Heat, my dude Poppy. We're going to roll right into it with the first series, starting out on defense. Poppy, you want to start us out? You want me to take over?
Hey, I'll start us out. I'm not going to lie, how we came out, it felt like they were going to score on that drive, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like that first play, because we said, like, hey, they need to slow down White.
He does not need the gut.
Yeah. So I'm sitting up here just like, all right, cool. So what I noticed is like Tampa came out here and was like, hey, look, we ain't passing the ball because of the weather. So when they were busting us up, man, I was just like, this is going bad. But you know what helps? You know what helps when you on the ropes?
Yeah.
A penalty. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If they didn't get that penalty, they still be marching down the field to this day. You know what I'm saying?
It'd have been 7-0 right off the rip.
Oh yeah. And then they get the penalty, you know what I'm saying? And then from there it just, went from sugar to shit. What was your take on it?
I mean, you're right at the middle. They start out exactly doing what I said we had to stop. We had to stop, and we'll get into that as the game goes on. We had to stop White. White, is their main running back. 100+ yards, like how many games in a row? A bunch. He's also Mayfield's favorite target when he's on the loose. It's his dump guy. So they have me worried, man. First series, he rips up 8 yards right up the gut. But our defensive line was having no penetration that series. But that pass interference call on White saved us, and Hill did a good job selling it. So I'll give him credit on that. But yeah, it had me worried. Like this was gonna be I was gonna be turning the game off early on this one.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, they were looking like Forrest Gump running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't gonna stop. But luckily we got to stop. So we get them to punt, and then I'll let you go into the offense because I had a problem with this play calling off the rip.
Yeah, I mean, we start out, first series, we get the ball after the punt. We run Chuba up the middle, no gain. I mean, it's first play, you get the first play jitters. And then we go pass, punt. We had, it was a short pass, I believe, was on second down. And then on third down, Mingo, I thought that was a catch. I didn't see the ball touch the ground. I saw his hand underneath the ball. The ball was moving, but he had control of it. But if I was in charge of all replays, Carolina would win every one. So,
Clearly.
I thought Mingo. I thought that was a great catch. I thought that was a first down, but it wasn't. The ball didn't bounce our way. So 3 and out. We didn't gain a single yard, and we're back on defense.
Yeah. So I wasn't impressed at all. Like that was good. We came out and we ran, but I wish we'd have got some movement up front. But you can blame it on, the weather, but it looks like it's not going to look good for us off the rip.
Yeah.
We get a penalty saved us on defense. Our offense just stalled out. There was nothing to do, and then we have to punt the ball. Luckily, we got a good punter.
Yeah, he needs to ice up that fucking leg. I'll tell you that after today.
Right?
That thing,
Hey, he had
that
a
thing's
big booted a
sore.
couple times.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hey, so
go ahead.
how did you feel about Tampa on their second series?
Well, they drove down the field and scored on us. Granted, Xavier Woods made it very easy with that pass interference call late in the drive, but I mean, Horn looked rusty. I feel like Horn coming back, he shouldn't
Hmm.
immediately started the first series or the first quarter. He should have got thrown in sparingly to kind of get back in the groove, not thrown right out there after being off for what 7 6 7 weeks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he should have got sort of walked into the game, not hit the ball running because he looked rusty in the first few series. Um, this is one of the few series that Luvu, oh, well, Luvu had good pass defense, but Dante Jackson actually looked decent that series. Just that series. He was like hit or miss every other series. Um, but eventually we had that pass interference call. Got down to the 3 yard line, and then Rashad White right up the middle for 1 yard for a touchdown.
When I was feeling okay until they hit that long pass, and I was like, I was like, I knew this was something Baker Mayfield wanted to do when he hit Mike Evans with that 40-yard pass.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I do miss that. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, we got to witness it a little bit, and then we got reminded of what we lost.
yep,
But like you said, you know what I'm saying, they just moved down the field and scored on us.
yeah. They made it look easy. And they did it. They did 57 yards in 3.5 minutes. Like they did it quick. Like they didn't.
Oh yeah, efficient. Yep.
Yeah, they were quick, efficient, and they had a mission. And they fulfilled that mission. Defense. Granted, this is defense gave up a touchdown, but um, a lot of good things came from the defense later on in the podcast we'll talk about. But rolling into the
Oh yeah,
offense,
yeah. The defense always shows up big.
yeah. But rolling into the
But
offense, um, my man Chuba. God, does he not
oh
need to
yeah,
be our featured back?
number one.
We've got Chuba had your first play. Chuba rips off a 10-yard run. He gets called back for a penalty on McCray. One of a few he had in this game. Um, but it kind of sets us back. But we hand it off to Chuba. Chuba eats us some yards. Thielen comes in with a great catch for a first down. That really helped keep the drive going.
Hmm.
And then Ian Thomas caught it. I was impressed. He caught it. He had both feet down, and he actually knew how to run after he caught it. Yeah, he picked
And
up.
I was impressed that drive. I was just disappointed how it ended.
Yeah, we get down in the red zone. Um, and we get a penalty. That really helps us. We had the unnecessary roughness. We get down in the red zone, and then we can't convert. We're at the 2 yard line, and what do? We pass. Then we give it to Chuba on third down. Can't get it. When we're that close to the end zone, and we could have got a first down and not scored. We all we had to do was get to the one. It's 2nd and 1. Give it to your running back. That's something I'll talk at the end more, but I want to bring it up. When Chuba gets the fucking ball, Chuba's on a mission. Chuba's running downhill
Hmm.
on a mission, and he wants yards, and he got yards in this. He ate this game.
Hey, he showed up big. I was really, really impressed. Like, if he comes out here the rest of the year like that, you already know who's our running back one next year.
Yeah, but we don't get the first down. We don't get the touchdown. We settle for a field goal. The score is 7-3. Um, and we're a minute and a half into the second quarter, and then we go back on defense.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, this is what you pointed out last game when you were talking about the defense, a quick three and out.
yep.
Yeah, this was like your type of series right here. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you go ahead and go into it. My bad.
Yeah, like the 3 and out. We had great coverage on second down. If we didn't, it would have been a first down. C.J. Henderson, one of the few times that he shined in this game, he had a great open field tackle on that screen. Because he should have been blocked. He somehow he slipped that block and made that open field tackle. That would have been a first down if he had not made that tackle, and this drive would have continued. So other than that, it was a quick 3 and out. It was 3 plays to look at. That was the defining moment of that drive. Was C.J. Henderson making that tackle?
Hey, Luvu set the tone though.
Yeah, he did.
He was all over. He's been all over. Like later on in the game, he was all over the place. Louisville looks like he's about to get a big contract.
Yeah, he needs it. He deserves it too.
Yeah. So anything you want to say else about that series before we go into our stagnant offense?
No, that was a solid series by the defense. It's what we needed. We scored, kick off, get the ball back to our offense, and then we get into the woes of the offense. Um,
Yeah. Okay. We come out. Boom. Pass. Good.
yep.
4 yards. But that's not good enough,
No.
right? We need something else. So we go back. We run the ball.
With Sanders.
Okay.
With Sanders.
With Sanders, after you already done said before we started that Chuba was going off and he ate. Why would you take out a guy that he got the juice? You know what I'm saying? Couldn't nobody really tackle him.
Yeah, and so I mean Sanders did good on the first carry. He got 5 yards. It was set up a 3rd and 1, and then he gets hit in the backfield. I blame some of that on play calling because I believe on
Yeah.
that play, one of the linebackers was untouched, hitting the gap, and made that tackle in the backfield. And so now it's 4th and 3, and Johnny Hecker's out there getting a workout in with another
Hey, big boot.
with another punt, and so we're back on defense, 3 and out, 3 and out.
Yep.
Um, and then we roll back into defense.
It's what you want to see. You want to see quickness. Boom, boom, boom. We shut everything down. And you want to know why we shut everything down?
Why?
Because they didn't come out running at us.
Yeah, they didn't.
If they
Yeah,
they came out like, hey, they want Baker to get his revenge game. Now, you should have came out running the ball. It'll open it up for Baker, but
yeah,
I'm glad they decided to do that with Baker and try to give him that shine. But good for us, but bad for them because dude, that was quick.
yeah. And granted, we got lucky. That could have easily been pass interference on Dante Jackson against Mike Evans on that series. So on that deep throw. Um, I'm glad they called it that way because as a corner does have a right to be where he's at, and you can't just run into him and expect a pass interference call. But don't leave it up to chance with the fucking refs.
Right.
Like, God, don't leave it up to them. So I was glad that really saved us. That to being a no call, even though they threw the flag initially. But I mean that was a good stand by the defense. And I think Barno made a really good play on 2nd down, stopping White for a short gain. But really, that was stupid play call by Tampa's offensive coordinator. They went through a deep pass. I think Baker had somebody open on that Mike Evans throw too. I have to go back and watch the tape. But another 3 and out. They only had the ball for a minute, and we're back on offense.
Oh yeah. That's where Miles Sanders he proves it's like he showed up
Yeah.
for 3 plays.
Yep.
And then it was like Thomas Brown was like, "Hey, hold up, we cannot let Bryce not get none of the shine."
Yeah. So we get Sanders gets carries first 2 plays, gets a 1st down on the 2nd play, and then you can't expect him to rip off 5+ yards every play. So he gets stuffed for 2 yards on the second 1st down we get, and then we proceed to pass the rest of the series. Bryce Young gets sacked, throws a fucking lateral that I'm getting up screaming at the TV to please roll out of bounds. And he's lucky it was a lateral because if it hadn't been a lateral, it would have been fucking intentional grounding. So we were fucked either way.
Hey, but he looked good though, man. A lot of
Mhm.
spin on that ball,
Yeah. He gets Mingo gets a 9-yard gain, but it's it's 3rd and 19. So I mean that's that's because they were playing soft coverage. It's not really because it was a good play. And then there's Johnny Hecker out again with a punt, and we're
Hey,
back on defense.
hey, what did Frank say? It'd be nice for our defense to present Bryce with more turnovers.
Yep.
Here's a prime example of, hey, we're gonna give Bryce a turnover, and then let's see what he does.
Yeah.
So they come out, they straight up attack us off the rip, run, run. Which I'm like, okay, that that's a good strategy, right?
Yep.
But then it's like our defense forgot that they have a guy named Mike Evans on their team.
Uh huh.
Out of all people to not really lock up, why would you not? But you know what though? You know who they target on that play.
Horn.
Yep, to check that hamstring. It didn't look that good, did it?
No, he still looked rusty, man. Like I said, should have walked him into the game, not let him hit the ground running. But the defense that they bent but not break. We had them pinned deep. Gave up that first down, and then they decided to run the ball on first and second down, and then I mean I'm glad Xavier Woods picked that ball, but I mean that was a gimme. I mean on that interception, Mayfield threw it off his back foot. I mean he looked like he was playing for us. I mean that is typical Baker Mayfield play right there. So I mean I'm glad Woods got it. It set us up for, hey, we got the offense the ball. At the 40, we're inside, we're good to go, and it seems to be a revolving door of what's going on the rest of this half.
Man, we have more consistent guard play this game than we had all year, and then you see this type of performance
Yep.
from the play calling standpoint. So, like, let's say we patch the guard situation. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't impressed. Thomas Brown play calling, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that after we're done breaking down these series. Oh man.
All right, so we'll go back to like usual, 3 and out.
Yep, we get a intentional grounding call on first down. Yeah, that sets us back 2nd and 25.
Hey, what did Frank say? We're always fighting from behind the chains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like nothing changed, did it?
No, it looks like the exact same shit. We're not utilizing what our strengths are, but we'll get into that more. I don't want to get sidetracked.
All right.
I think a majority of this podcast is going to be after the series are done.
Yeah.
God, there's a lot to talk about. I can't wait. So yeah, we get that intentional grounding, not 2nd and 25, and
Yeah.
when you're pinned that deep, I mean, with our offense, you might as well just go ahead and fucking punt the ball.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing. Hubbard gets 3 yards. You would think on 2nd and 25 you'd be able to get 5 to 10 because the
Yeah.
defense should be playing soft against the pass, but no. And we bring Blackshear out on 3rd down. He kind of tripped, got back up. He might have got 10 plus if he wouldn't have tripped. Which sucks because I want to see him succeed. And on
Yeah.
that play, it was still slick. It was pouring. But he might have had a chance to get more yards if it,
Hey,
better
the
traction.
the hardest working man on the Carolina Panthers coming out on the field again.
Yep, Johnny Hecker with the boot, das
with
boot.
with the boot, the big boot, again comes out there. Hey, he gotta be he. If this is the outlook of the rest of our season, he is the MVP of the season,
Yep.
right?
But on that series of an O line, man, just cannot go head to head blocking somebody. Like we look good on the run block, but man, pass protection, and we're still doing 4 wide with a running back. We're not trying to do any max protect. We're not running 2, maybe 3 receivers. Having a tight end or having putting Ian Thomas at fullback or something. Give us an extra blocker back there to give Rice time. We're still not doing that. We're running this spread offense, and we're 1-11. It ain't working. It's not working.
Hey, we didn't even try to do ball control this game.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We put up more points than, but a lot of the points we put up were gimmies though.
Oh yeah.
Like, but we'll get into that. So, Hecker comes out, he puts the boot on. Then Tampa starts out on the 20.
Yep.
How'd you feel about that? Defense bend but don't break. right?
Yep. Yeah. So we
Or
pin them back. Um. Yeah. They get a first down, but what really saved us is that holding penalty and that offensive pass interference. The double whammy. But that one was on their tight end who thought Mayfield was scrambling. That's the only reason why we got that. He turned around and started blocking because he thought Mayfield was just going to run with it. Um, but no, like we had that short pass to Evans, I think, and Dante Jackson just let him just go right on by. Just let him go. I mean, it's
hey, hey Dante has flashes of being an old Dante, but Dante's starting to look old.
yeah,
And it's bad because Mike Evans is wide receiver old. You know what I'm saying? And he was bodying Jackson.
yeah. But shout out to Mike Evans, 10th season in a row, 1,000 receiving yards. One less than Jerry Rice. I mean,
He's a beast.
yeah, it's crazy. And as many quarterbacks as he's had to continuously do it, like it's so impressive. Like just imagine if he'd have been like with Aaron Rodgers for 10 years or Tom Brady for 10 years.
Then we got Kevin Benjamin's fat ass.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
But yeah, but so on that one, Jackson with a big question mark. What'd I do? Horn actually had solid defense. Yeah, I think he had a pass defense or two.
Yeah,
Um,
when he started catching his groove out there on that field, he started feeling good. He started showing up.
yeah, and there's a few times the blitz almost got to Mayfield. Didn't quite get there. That penalty saved a first down, and actually helped us. They had 4 plays and they're punting, so almost a 3 and out. But now we go. Um, we go down to the final drive on offense for the first half, and
Oh yeah, I got something to say. I got something to say about this right here before after you're done.
yeah. So we put Chuba back out there. It seems like the first half they were letting Chuba have a series or two, then Sanders have a series or two, and then going back, and I'm like, Chuba couldn't. I mean, that first half Chuba couldn't get in a fucking rhythm because he's doing good, and then you let him sit for 10 minutes, like fucking make Sanders the spell back, and fucking Chuba's doing good. Whoever's got the hot hand, roll with it. Chark made a great catch for 22 yards, and then we kind of puttered
Hmm.
out at midfield. Couldn't, and what was our did we pass on? So we ran first, and then it was pass, 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 pass.
Yeah.
Granted, I know we're in 2-minute offense. So, I mean, really we're under a minute. So I mean, I get it, but I mean, shit. We end up having to just throw a Hail Mary to in the half.
No, that wasn't no Hail Mary.
No, that was just a clock burner.
Man, what
I
was
bet
that?
I bet Thomas Brown was like, Bryce, roll out and throw that bitch as far as you can out of bounds. It's like I want you to hit the popcorn guy in the upper deck.
Dude, he could have showed the NFL some arm strength. He didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, but we had he had a good scramble. And he gets called back by McCray with yet another penalty for holding. We end up, we throw it to bad throw to Thalen, and we're, that fucking that fail Mary out of bounds, and then that's the end of the half.
So, how would you grade the first half for the Carolina Panthers?
Um, Honestly, terrible fucking play calling by Thomas Brown. Like
Yeah.
you're on the hot seat to prove can you be an offensive coordinator in this league, and you're looking like Frank Reich 2.0.
Do you feel like Frank maybe was trying to protect him?
Maybe a little, yeah, because I feel like I feel like, man, he's just fucking closing his eyes, moving his hand on his little stat sheet, and like, oh, we're running that play. And
All right.
and he's got it flipped to the pass side.
So on off, so on offense, right?
Yep.
It's halftime. You seeing what's going on? What would have been your adjustments? going in the second half?
On
What
off
would you would have done?
on offense,
Yes.
I would look at um, we were running the ball good. I would have went run first
Hmm.
to set the tone to get those linebackers on their heels so that we could then pass.
Yep.
I would have fucked the four receiver set. I would have went to two or three, get an extra blocker, give Bryce some more time. Something we've been talking about the whole season. This is an adjustment they haven't made the entire season. You know, put Ian Thomas back there, let him block. Put him at
Yeah.
fullback. Run a double tight end set. You know, don't make Icky the fucking the edge on the block on the defensive end.
Don't
Let's
sit him out there by himself.
yeah.
You know what? Every defensive end is loving Icky's Island. You know what I'm saying? They eating.
Yeah. But that's the adjustments I would have made. Um, they didn't utilize Sullivan. Sullivan had a great catch, but he only got targeted I think once.
Yeah.
They're not that tight end so crucial. On them dump passes, on them out passes. He gets lost in them linebackers because if they're not in a nickel set, it's a linebacker covering them.
Yep.
Like I just God damn it. So I'm about to look because I'm curious now. Sullivan, two targets, one catch, 16 yards.
So the first half for me, I would say the play calling was bad. I like how Chuba was being very aggressive with his running style, especially. I like the NFL when the games are weathered. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I like I like it like that because it shows the brutality of the game and the physicality of the game.
yep,
Chuba was running like, hey, I'm the top dog here. I'm the man that people come here to see. Right?
yep,
In his role that he had in the first half, I would have abandoned Miles Sanders and I'd have ran Chuba like it's the 1980s running back tour. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like the 80s and 90s, like that Emmett Smith. Just keep handing them the ball. Like that's what I would have done with Chuba. That's what I would have done to start off the second half to set up the pass, like you were saying, to get the linebackers going, get the linebackers on their heels. So you ready to go into the third quarter?
yeah. We start out. We got the ball. To start the third quarter.
Oh yeah,
Um,
this what we love to see, right?
yep. Now I like didn't the run wasn't working at first. It was like
Yes.
they started with my mindset. You know, Chuba comes out, um, gains a couple yards, gets hit in the backfield, but it's 3rd and 11, and what do? Short pass, incomplete. Not even attempting to
We
get the first down.
we cannot play from behind the chains. We have known this all year, and we keep doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
So was Frank Wright really the problem? We don't know. We'll get into that later on.
yep. So we end up, first and second. Granted, we don't get much on first. I'd rather of us passed on second, got some positive
Yeah,
yards, and then been in a 3rd and short situation and see if Chuba can get the first. I can live with that if Chuba doesn't get the first down. But no, we run with Chuba too. He gets hit in the backfield. Now it's 3rd and 11. Short pass to Sullivan. He doesn't catch it. Um, and here comes our MVP of the season, Johnny
the
Hecker out. With,
the big boot.
yeah, with the boot.
Yeah. Puts
And
Tampa at the 38, baby.
yeah, so we roll into your first series on defense. This is the 7th series of the game, by the way. Um, so we're on defense. We force a 3-and-out.
Oh yeah.
Baker Mayfield had an incomplete pass. We stuff White for 1 yard. Mayfield throws a deep pass to Evans, incomplete. And now their punter's out. We got the ball back. So defense did its job this game for as long as they could. I mean, you can't expect them to force 3-and-outs and hold them to 7 points the entire game.
But dude, if you look at the final score, 21 points is really good in the NFL if that's all you give up.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? So it's like they did. What more could you ask? This whole season, we couldn't ask for a better defense.
Yes.
We definitely know what the problem is. So I feel like it's when I'm watching the Carolina Panthers now, it's like I'm not even really worried about what the offense is doing. I want to see our defense now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because they always show up big.
Yeah. So we go out. We're on offense. Yeah. We get a
Hmm.
false start. So we're back behind the chains again. 1st and 15. Um, we get a good pass to Mingo for 10 yards. Now, it's second. We got, we ate some of the yards back. It's 2nd and 5. We Sanders is in the game, by the way. Sanders does not look like he's running downfield. He's trying to dance the second he gets the ball. He gets 3 yards. It's 3rd and short, and what do? We're gonna dial up. We're gonna dial up a pass play. 3rd and short. Offensive line folds, gives up a sack for 9 yards. It's now 4th and 11. And can you guess what happens next?
The best player on our team,
Yep.
the real MVP of our season,
Yeah, Hecker comes out with another boot,
the big boot.
and now we're back on defense again. Another 3 and out. Um, so the defense again did its job. Like, you can't ask more of a defense. Like man,
Dude, Evero's gone. He he's gone.
he's the only bright spot on this coaching staff right now.
He's leaving, man.
So
I feel it.
you got, it's just typical 3 and out. They gained a few yards. Um, Marquise Haynes did get a sack on 3rd down. First sack of the game, and I think the only sack of the game that we had on defense.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was because the Brian Burns, man. You know what? I ain't even gonna talk about Brian Burns.
Yeah, we had 1 sack. Um, so they come out, punt again, 3 and out. They didn't, because of the sack. They're negative yardage, and then we finally put a good drive together on this next
Yeah,
offensive series.
yeah. One of your who was the guy that you said was your impact player to look out for?
Um, I said it was going to be Hubbard and Sullivan,
Oh yeah,
and Sullivan
who
let me
who
down.
showed
But
up?
yeah, but Hubbard showed up. So what do? We run the ball. So we get Hubbard little yardage on 1st down. We get an incomplete pass on 2nd, and then Sullivan was the only catch of the game. He only was targeted twice. One of them was a bad throw. 3rd and long, picks up 16 yards. Throwing to your tight end. Made a great catch on the sideline. We go back to the run game. Chuba picks up 8 yards. Looking good. Mingo makes a great catch. Gets a 1st down. And then 1st and 2nd down, we're inside the 10. And what do? We give it to Chuba. What does he do? He fucking scores. Could you imagine if they'd have kept the same thing they were doing in the first half and gave each of them 2 series in a row? This series, Sanders would have been out there, and this would have been a 3 and out or a 4 to 8 play drive with a punt.
Hey, this drive was screaming, "Keep pounding, won't it?"
Yeah, it's finally what I said they need to do. They did, and what happened? We scored. We put Chuba in the game, and we scored. So it's the damnedest thing, man. But God. So we score and we're up. This was the only time we led in the game, and it only lasted 10 seconds. But
Hey, 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 man! I was so happy, man. I couldn't even grab a beer or nothing, and then boom. Take me there, Chris.
So we score, kick it off. Baker Mayfield drops back, throws a dime to Mike Evans, and who was covering Mike Evans?
Was that C.J. Henderson or no Dante Jackson?
It's Dante Jackson. Evans makes a great catch, great dive into the end zone. One play, 10 seconds, 75-yard touchdown pass. The one time the defense finally broke. Um, and he made a great play, but again, our corners, our DBs have been mainly our corners have been a big question mark all year, and we got burnt.
Yeah,
And that,
but I'm
go,
glad that we got to see Mike Evans do this for 10 years.
yeah.
I just wish he was on our team.
So, and this is what's funny is we they score. Not much to talk about in that drive. C.J. Henderson blew coverage, and now we're down 14-10. We had the lead for 10 seconds in this game. So what does Thomas Brown do? I've got a quarterback too. We're going to answer right back. 3 straight passes, 3 straight incompletions. Here comes Hecker trotting back on the field again. And I mean, they're all.
You remember I was telling you what this game was kind of reminding me of, but as we go later on into like the fourth quarter, I'll say what I said. But go ahead.
So, we do 2 short passes, and then it's 3rd and long. Oh, maybe we should throw it towards the first down marker now. And we try to hit Chark and nothing. So 3 and out. We had the ball for 18 seconds. Granted, Tampa Bay had it for 10 and scored. And this was kind of the bonehead, like, Thomas Brown, what are you doing? Like, we just had the blueprint 15 seconds ago. 15 seconds ago, what we need to do to drive down the field and score, and nah, fuck that. We're gonna pass. We're just gonna throw it and hope for the fucking best. And we got burnt. 3 and out with another punt, and we're back on defense in the span. Granted, the defense shouldn't have been winded. They were only out there for 10 seconds, but 20 seconds from touchdown to punt. Like, we need to have meaningful drives, and that did not happen. We're still in the 3rd quarter. So the defense comes back out after just getting burnt
Yeah.
and says, "Fuck this." They forced
Put
the
the
3 and out.
clamps on.
Yeah, they forced the 3 and out. What Oh, we totally missed the. We have to back up 2 series, that touchdown, and something else meaningful happened on that touchdown, didn't it?
What?
Brian Burns.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
we completely
Brian
skipped
Burns,
that.
Spidey. His Spidey senses was tingling because he did something stupid and got ejected out the game.
I think Burns knew we were going to lose. He just wanted to go ahead and get in the shower.
He's trying to get out of there. He wants to get traded.
Yeah.
He wants something to happen. He wants to go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, heat of the moment. I mean, I can't say I didn't throw a punch on the football field because I remember doing that. But, I mean, you're a pro. You got to keep your head, man. Like, granted, he didn't really do much in this game. He only had 1 tackle. But
He showed up. He looked cool. That's about it.
I mean, but he was eating up blockers and freeing up Luvu and other people to make tackles. I mean, I did notice that. He was helping set the edge, forcing stuff inside. Something that when Barno had to replace him wasn't happening. But yeah, Burns is out. We lose him towards the end of the 3rd quarter. So now we go back to where we are, which is the 3 and out on defense. We stuff White twice, and then we also had a holding penalty on offense that was declined. And we get a Baker Mayfield short pass for no gain, force a 3 and out. And that was like the longest, the minute something off the clock. But defense looked good. They the defensive line on that series set the edge, and really didn't let nothing get outside of them, which is what we got to do. And then we roll into back to offense.
Hey, our favorite player shows up, don't he?
Oh yeah. So I guess let's see. So this is was Sanders back in on this drive?
No, it was Chuba.
It was Chuba. Um,
He got in. He ripped off a couple runs. He got us a first down, and then the play calling started to suck. Let's pass. Let's
yeah.
pass. Let's pass. What? Bryce got sacked twice in a row.
No, he only got he got sacked. He got pushed out of bounds for no gain. They ruled it a sack. But he got sacked on first and third down. Um, yeah, there was an incomplete pass. So so this is where they sort of mix it in. So Chuba comes in, rips off 5 yard and 7 yard run, gets us a first down. Young gets sacked out of bounds for no gain, so it's second and 10. They pull Chuba and put Sanders in. Sanders drops a pass. Um, then the O line gives up a 9 yard sack on third and 10. So it's like we started out great. We did this. Our previous touchdown, we started the series the same way, running the ball. Then we got away from it, and we went with 3 straight passes after getting the first down with the run. And that's been the story of the game. Then here comes the recurring theme here: Johnny Hecker out to punt yet again.
Big boot.
Yep, and we're getting towards the end of the third quarter. There's less than a minute left, but yeah, Big Boot comes out, boots it 48 yards, and we're back on defense again. And this was a
This is one
lengthy.
of the.
Yeah, this was where the defense broke.
Yep.
I mean, you can only ask them to force so many 3 and outs in a game, and the offense not deliver.
They didn't even get a break for real. They only got what the previous drive was only like 2 minutes, man.
Yeah,
Like they didn't even get a break.
so this 7 play, 67 yard drive. Um, Baker made Rashad White gets a decent pass for 20 yards. Um, runs it up the gut, gets stopped by Gross Matos, which is good to have him back on the D line. He had a fairly good return game for being out for quite a few weeks. We get yeah we get a sack. Marquise Haynes gets his second sack of the game. That gets it would have been his second sack of the game, but Gross Matos, right after making a good play, gets the penalty for illegal hands to the face. That was on 3rd and 6, by the way. So we get a penalty that extends the drive when he had him stopped. It would have been 4th down had we not got that penalty. And what's bullshit is he was nowhere in the fucking play when they called it too.
So now we're playing the refs.
Yep. So now it's 1st down, and Rashad White breaks off a decent run. Tompkins comes in, gets a good little run, and then what are we looking at here? Chris Godwin,
Basically,
gets a good all off the right end for a touchdown, 19 yards.
yeah, like they just basically marched down the field because of a bonehead hands to the face play that had nothing to do with the play.
Yep, nothing to do with it. And I'll point out Troy Hill I liked his effort. Um, he missed a tackle on, I want to say it was what play was it? Is when White ran no, it was when Tompkins ran it to the left end. He got blocked a little, missed the tackle, got up. There's 3 Panthers around Tompkins, and Hill comes out of nowhere from behind and hits him from falling. Like it was great. I thought it was great effort by Hill to miss the tackle, get up, and still make the tackle, while other players are around and still couldn't make the fucking tackle.
Dude, we play bad situational
Yeah.
football. Like we in situations where we need to hold our composure and be disciplined, and we close out a drive, we end up doing a bonehead move or doing something that's causing to extend the drive because, like you said, the drive would have been over with if they didn't get that penalty.
Yeah, it'd have been 4th down. we'd have got the ball back, and they wouldn't have scored. The score would have been for 14-10 still, because the next series, um, I thought was a great drive by the offense.
Yeah, they showed up to play this series. I just wish that we would have saw this from the beginning.
Yeah, so we get 11 plays, 75 yards. We eat 6.5 minutes off the clock. Great sustaining drive. But what do we do in that drive that correlates to points in this game?
We ran the ball.
Yes, we started out the first 3 plays was all to Chuba, and
They, they
my note
brought Booby in.
my notes here. I simply just wrote Chuba all day. Chuba, he gets first 3 plays he gains 7-4 1 yards. They give him a spell, bring Sanders in. Sanders catches a pass, gets 6 yards. That was a good effort because he caught it and fell, got back up and got a few more yards.
Mhm.
So it's Mingo had a great catch for 12 yards, but he did fumble, and Sanders right place, right time to recover that ball. Like he was inches from it being recovered by the defense. If he was just a second too slow or a second too fast, we lost the ball right there. So Mingo's got to protect the damn ball.
I I will say so far in this game, all the targets that Mingo got, I feel like if that was towards Adam Thielen, we would have won this game.
Yeah,
Like there was times where Mingo could have been big. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But if it was Adam Thielen, he would have delivered.
yeah,
But this drive was good, like you said, man. 6.5 minutes off the clock. This type of drive is a type of drive we need to see opening the game.
yeah. So it's we give Chuba a spell, and Sanders kind of sputters, and he gets 4 yards, no gain. Um, then we try a short pass to Mingo on third down, don't get it. Go for it on fourth, and Chark comes through with a great catch. Granted, if
Where
Bryce
he
Young,
been at all year?
if Bryce would have just led him, it was a touchdown.
Well,
He
Bryce,
underthrew it. Chark made a great catch. It almost was a pick, but if he had him beat, all he had to do was throw it to the corner of the end zone as a touchdown.
hey, do you think that Bryce got enough arm for that?
I don't know. I don't think he could fully see him. Like, I mean, I have to watch to see if he actually threw off his back foot on that or not. But Chark had him beat by 2 steps. All he had to do was lead him, and it is an easy. That's one of those. You're playing Madden on rookie, and you're just throwing it up to your receiver. It's a touchdown every time. Like that's what that was. Chark had him beat. All he had to do was lead him. Now, granted, I'm glad Chark caught it because it's fourth down. Great catch, but that was a touchdown if he'd have threw the ball the way he was supposed to. And then we got lucky on the 2-point conversion. Chuba gets in the end zone on the run. We got lucky on that penalty on that face mask, but I think if it wouldn't have been a face mask, Bryce would have broke that tackle and possibly made a throw that would have been incomplete. So, just my thoughts. That'd have been a. So I'm glad we got the face mask, and now it's we're at the 1 yard line, and we still try to pass, and so happy Bryce didn't throw it. I'm
Hey,
glad he just ran it. So again, the running game, he ran it in for the 2-point conversion.
this game, right? This game gave you vibes of what the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like, oh, we don't want Freeman to get the Super Bowl MVP. They wanted Bryce to be the reason why we won this game.
Yeah.
Because if they wanted to win this game, they should have kept giving it to Chuba.
Exactly.
Because he was beating them down, man. He was running hard.
Yeah. So we got 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And we need a stop. We need the ball back. We've got to at least get a field goal. So we start out on defense. It's let's see here. I don't think I got much notes on this one. I noticed there was Let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, I do. So we had that pass for 11 yards. We got Henderson just completely missed the tackle. Like I said, he had that great open field tackle earlier in the game. Missed that tackle on Mike Evans, and Frankie's got to cover, make the tackle, but they get the first down. Granted, at least we did it on first down instead of getting the third down and giving it up.
Yeah.
So we save our timeouts. Gross Matos goes down on the next play. And I need to check up on and see if he re-injured something. I don't remember if he got back in the game or not. But with the defense bent on that one, we gave up a first down. Then we held them. Jackson made a great play on Godwin on third down to force the punt to give us the ball back. To give our, again, second week in a row, we give the offense the opportunity to win the game.
Yeah.
That's all you could do as a defense. I mean, we gave up 21 points. I said if we won, it would be 24-21. If we'd have scored, it would have been close. But we get the ball back on offense.
I felt like we had enough time to try to do better than what the hell we did.
Yeah.
I felt like they rushed it. There was more than enough time to move down the field.
Well, we get the ball back. We got 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're at the 36. So I mean, we've only got to tie the game. We only got to go 40 yards, if that. I mean, we could probably get away with going 30 and having an outside shot. So we start out great. We run the ball with Chuba. We're still outside of the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 1. What do? Let's go to something that ain't been working all fucking game. Let's pass it. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Now it's 4th and 1. 4th and 1, game's on the line. This is it. We don't have enough timeouts. It's still outside of the 2-minute warning. So now I think we did have enough timeouts. So what do we do on 4th and 1? We go to Thielen, and it gets picked. Passing the fucking ball. Like, your guy just got 9 yards in 2 plays. You've got 2 more plays to get 1. The odds are forever in your favor.
Dude, Bryce had Adam Thielen open, but he told him to go further down the field.
Yeah, he had him open on the break, and he waited. Didn't see the safety coming across.
Yeah.
And that's how he got that pick. If he would have... I don't know if he still thinks this is college, where the safety isn't going to make that play. Dude, this is the NFL. Like, there's a reason why you have timed routes, and your timing has to be on. Because if you wait after that window is now closed because that defender is coming to that fucking ball. And, like, I don't think the great processor, I don't think he's processing that.
What? Man, look, Bryce played okay, though. He played all right. He just made a bad play right there.
Yeah, but when the game's on the line, you can't make those plays.
Look, like they said about other athletes, he doesn't have the clutch gene yet. Like, he's going to get it. He's going to develop it.
So
he's learning.
So we get the pick. We still have a chance to stop them. We're still outside the 2 minutes. So we hold them on first down. Second down, fucking, who was that got? I don't know if that was Jackson or Henderson that was playing, or it might have been Horn, playing real soft on Evans. And obviously, when it's a 2-minute offense, and they're just trying to get a first down, they're not going to throw it deep. It's going to be a quick slant, something quick inside, so that they catch the ball inbounds, run the clock. And
yep.
I don't know why he was playing Evans so soft. Evans picks up 7. It's 3rd and 1, and then 2-minute warning, and then White rips one up the middle for 30 yards. Could have scored. Like, it's a run play. They're running to fucking... It's 3rd and short. It's what we should be doing. They need the clock to run. It's a run play. Like, it's a fucking running play. And what do? They let him rip off 30 fucking yards.
Hey.
Yeah.
The I don't blame the defense here because if we could have just scored one more touchdown,
Or hell, if we could have scored um, when we were at the 1 yard line, it'd have been a tie game right now. They'd have been trying to drive to score to win the game. But that's all she wrote. White picks up this 30 yards and it's ball game. So I mean that's a recap of every series of the game. And now we're going to go into not on the stat sheet. We're going to break down some plays, some play calling, and what we should have done totally different that would have made this game a little bit better. So where you want to start at with this?
well, the first thing I would like to start off with is like I'm not even going to say anything about the defense. They played good. Is there a couple things they could have cleaned up? Dumb penalties. We have seen this the whole time. The whole year, like every game, our defense have a penalty that cost us to give up a first down, and then a team goes down and scores. Like, when are we going to clean that up? But besides that, I don't have anything to say about the defense. How about you?
No, I thought the defense played great. I mean, they gave up 21 points, but in the NFL, you need to score at least 24 to win a game. I mean, I'm looking at just looking at the scores, and Houston won 22-17. So we have what 14, 12 to 14 games a week because of buys, or is there all the buys done? So I'm looking at all these scores right now, and you had Houston won with 22 points. I'm not counting the fucking Chargers New England game because that was like a baseball game, 6-0. So we'll count that. So that you got they scored 3. Atlanta scored 13 and won. Every other team in the NFL scored 24 or more points to win the game. Like that's 3 touchdowns and a field goal. That's 4 successful drives in a game. That's 1 a quarter. If you can't do that, you're not going to win. We will continue to lose until we score at least 24 points in a game. And it's frustrating. Like Thomas Brown, sorry, he's got to go.
Yeah, I feel like Frank was protecting him, and now he's gonna get exposed because that play calling was horrible.
Yeah, like you have something successful and you don't want to go to it. I mean, the last series. I mean, just your third and fourth down passes like that right there just shows he doesn't know what he's doing. Like it's you've got 1 yard. You need to gain 1 yard. You still have the 2-minute warning. You don't have to burn any timeouts to get that 1 yard, and then you still have a 2-minute offense and 2 timeouts. Why not run the fucking ball? Get the first down, get a fresh, then pass. No, he wants to he wants to throw it. I mean, you gave him the game. Like his play call and this rotating Sanders and Chuba too. Like if they're both struggling, I get it. Give them reps to see who's going to pop off or who's going to get hot, and then you roll with them. But the whole first half, rotating Chuba 2 series and Sanders 2 series, you don't let anybody get in a rhythm. And I said one of the keys to victory was Chuba had to have close to 100 yards. Chuba had 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. So just imagine if Chuba would have carried the full workload. Granted, he had all of 9 carries we had on as far as rushing was all Chuba. He had 25 carries for 104 yards. So some of those were spells, but Chuba could have gotten a rhythm earlier had they not sat him out for 2 series in the first quarter.
This could have been a 30 to 35 carry game for Chuba if they would have played it right.
Yeah, but they
Because he was wearing them out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but they don't. Like I said, I don't know what Thomas Brown's thinking, but his whole thinking is we're not using our strengths. We got a good running back. Chuba's good. He's what, the second running back to get 100 yards against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So he's getting the job done. Let him run the fucking ball. Like, Bryce has proved that he is less than 25% likely to convert on 3rd and 4th down.
Yeah.
So you have to take your chance. There's less chance of a pick, which we had the pick. There's less chance of interception. You're more likely on short yardage, third, especially if you're going for it on 4th down. You've got 2 plays to get 1 yard. Let the man run the ball. If he don't get it, fuck it. We ain't getting it passing anyway. But no, he wants to. And we're not even. Granted, I saw some rollout shit, but I saw some screens, and I'm really waiting for the next gen stats to update because I want to see if they've got Bryce's up yet. But like, they're not. Let's see if they got it yet. Oh. Yep, week 13. That they got it finally. So let's see. Bryce went 15 for 31 for 178 yards. There was more passes deep than what I've seen. Like, we got a bunch. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 passes around the 5-yard mark or less. So we only had 6 completions deeper than 5 yards, or deeper. I will say deeper than 6 or 7.
Yeah.
We had a lot of incompletions that were deeper than 7 yards, but I saw some rollouts, some of his strengths. But even when he rolls out, defense is right fucking there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, not only are you not blocking when they're running straight at you, but you can't even tie them up to where they can run away from you. Well, I mean, the play calling is horrendous. Like, we've got to. We have to use the run to open up the pass. Like, it's not going to work the other way around. I mean, even
So
our receivers are not. They're not getting open. They're not getting any separation. They look sloppy.
So you see his next gen stat sheet, right?
Yep.
Dude, he don't have nothing in the middle.
No, nothing. Nothing between the hashes.
I wish on his next gen they would break this down by quarter.
Yeah.
Because if you break it down by quarter, I'm pretty sure, like, they caught on to the game plan early. What do you think he could have done better? Because this game kind of tailored to what he's good at, and he played okay.
I mean, honestly, there's not much he could do. I mean, see the whole field, see his checkdowns. I mean, there's a few plays he throws it into double coverage. He's got a guy wide open on the other side of the field. He's just not seeing it. I feel like they're telling him who to pass. I feel like they're telling him who to pass to. Because if you look, he's not really breaking down. He's not looking down the field. He's not scanning the field. He's looking to one side of the field and throwing the ball.
Well, you know why? Because that passing lane that's right there.
Yeah, they have to set up lanes for him. That's why I don't see this unless we have a really elite offensive line. I don't see this working with him. This style of offense, like he can't read the whole field.
I still believe in him, but yeah, he can't see the whole field.
Like when Shark had that big catch on 4th down. Did you notice when they panned to him? He's jumping so that he can see. He's jumping in the air so that he can see if he caught it or not. He can't even see him downfield.
So you think he's throwing blindly?
Yeah, I don't think he can see. He can't process the whole field on his drop back. He can't see it.
Well, it's not helping that the guy behind him is playing lights out.
Yeah,
That's not helping. Nothing's worse than you get drafted before somebody and they're playing better than you.
yeah. I mean, but he's I don't think he can see the whole field on his dropbacks, which is why he's missing these open receivers. And so I mean, unless maybe we just need to get a shorter offensive line.
That's not going to help.
Like it's like I'm at a loss because the play calling really doesn't give him a shot, and then when he does do his strengths, he still isn't getting the job done. Like that's what worries me the most is that even when he rolls out and creates some time, he's still not making the play. And at that point, that's not on the play call, that's on him.
So you feel like Bryce is the problem?
I feel like he's part of the problem. I feel like it's a collective. The offensive line, the receivers, and Bryce. It's like a perfect storm of everybody's fucking up, so you can't go, well, the line's blocking good, Bryce just ain't making the plays. And you can't go, well, when the line is blocking good, the receivers aren't getting open. And then you've got, well, Bryce is getting out of the pocket, and receivers are open, he still can't make the play. So it's like it's a combination of everything. So that's my assessment. Is like we can't truly evaluate them until we plug one of the holes to where we can go, well, we fixed this and you're still fucking up.
Well, the line played okay.
They had some plays where they played good. I mean, they had a few where Bryce is back there running for his life, and having done that all season and being sacked as many times as he has, I mean, I know it's fucking up his confidence.
Dude, he can't see anything, so that's why he's running all the time. He can't see. Because in the NFL they run faster. He's probably looking through little gaps or whatever.
Yeah.
Those passing lanes, he can't see anything. Like I said, he's seeing a helmet. Oh, here's a guy. Let me throw it.
So I mean, but I mean, in order for us to he's gonna have to figure it out because, I mean, if he is truly a bust, this is gonna set us back 3 or 4 years. Because you look at everybody that's good now in 3 or 4 years is either not gonna be here or they're not gonna be good.
Chuba be here.
Yeah, but we're gonna be. I mean, but in 4 years, Chuba's gonna be what, 27, 28.
Yeah.
Our receivers we have now, we might have one or two of them in 4 years. Most of our best offensive linemen will be gone in 3 or 4 years. So we're looking at, if he truly is a bust, we're looking at 3 or 4 years of cellar dwelling for Carolina.
Tepper ain't going out like that. He'll make a big splash. He'll trade everything to get a quarterback.
Yeah, but it does us no good if we don't have anybody for him to throw to, anybody for him to hand the ball off to, nobody to block for him.
We got Adam Thielen.
Yeah, for a couple years, but I mean, Thielen's in his 30s. There's no guarantee he's going to be as good as he was this year, next year.
Yeah, man, I believe in Thielen, man. I think he's a good
I hope he
receiver.
does, but there's no guarantee in this shit.
Hopefully he don't show up just to get paid next year. You know what I'm saying? Like he just showing up.
But yeah,
You know who would have helped Bryce?
Who?
Julio.
Yeah.
We probably could have got Julio for cheap. That'd help Bryce. Gave him a big body guy to throw down the field to. At least if you're going to throw a 50-50 ball, I'd rather throw it up there to Julio than, some scrubs.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a lot of good talent on our team. It's just that everything is not going together well right now. Like
No.
if our offense was more successful, we don't even no, we're not even running at a 50% rate,
Yeah.
like efficiency. If it was, we don't need to score every drive. If we could score at least 3 to 4 times a game, dog, we will win.
Yeah. No.
Our offense can't even do that.
I mean, I think that's something we haven't. Like our highest scoring game was 27 points against Seattle. Um, Other than that, we have been held to 24 or less, and really, we scored 24 against Detroit. So if you count those two games, it's been 21 or less points. And then if you go even further, that was only one game we scored 21. So if you take 3 games out of this equation, we have scored our highest scoring game was today, 18,
Man.
18 points. Like it's like the whole number's 10, 17, 27, 13, 24, 21, 13, 13, 13, 10, 10, 18. Like this is our highest scoring game since week 6, and we only scored 18 points.
Do you feel like Bryce made enough progress from that point to this point?
I don't know because it's Bryce has only had.
No, I'm asking you that because what I'm getting at is, do you feel like Andy Dalton could have won this game?
Yeah, I think he could have. I mean, Dalton only started one game. He threw for 361 yards.
But he threw the ball 58 times.
Yeah, but
It's kind of
I mean, Bryce has barely eclipsed 200 yards a couple times this year.
damn.
I mean, and even Dalton in that game went 58 for 34 for 361 yards and a touchdown, or 2 touchdowns. Sorry. I mean, that's what tells me that it's partly Bryce because Dalton can come in. Um, Only game he's played all year, and he comes out and throws 300 plus yards. And I think that's why we won't see Dalton is because if they put Dalton out there and we win a game, or he cut like let's say he starts against New Orleans next week, and he throws. I mean, even if we lose, he throws for 300 plus yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's just going to show that it is Bryce.
So if he does that and it showed it is Bryce, where do we go from there?
I mean, honestly, we're stuck with him for uh, the next 3 or 4 years. You either
So he'll
develop.
just be a backup or
Uh,
what?
I mean, you can either hope he develops and try to win games, or you can leave him as a backup. But I mean, as it stands now, Bryce was. We should not have drafted Bryce.
No, I don't believe that, man. I believe that Bryce is the guy, man.
I hope he is, but like I said, I think that's why we won't see Andy Dalton because if Andy Dalton comes out and plays good, it's just going to prove that Bryce is the problem.
Tepper looked happy with Bryce on the field after the game.
I mean, I don't know why he did 178 passing yards,
Man, that's efficient, man.
no touchdowns, 1 pick.
Well, that pick was because he told Adam to go a little bit deep, and Adam went short instead of going deep.
Pick was because Bryce threw the fucking ball late. And he should have threw it in this break before the safety covered down. That was a timing route, and then Bryce tried to extend it when he shouldn't have. He should have just made the pass.
Yeah, he tried to improvise.
Yeah.
Hey, Bryce, why don't you run it? Hey, he had a lot of freedom in this game because I kept hearing him say kill, kill,
Yeah,
check,
I saw
check.
him
You know what
changing
I'm
the
saying?
play, something I haven't seen. Like I saw that they gave him a little bit more, and he checked down some runs, and we ended up getting some positive yards. But yeah, I mean it, oh man.
Man, he I want Bryce to succeed. I want him to be. I want, dude. I don't even want him to be like this stat machine. I just want him to be efficient. Like I want him to be what we were told, a game manager, dude. Like an efficient game manager. He can't even manage a game right now.
No, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
what's crazy is Bryce is 27th in the league in passing, and you've got, he's played four more games than Kirk Cousins, who has more yards than him. You go to touchdowns, and he's 24th in touchdown passes, and I mean he's down with. I mean Will Levis has only got 5 games played, and he's going to end up catching them.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Will Levis looks good.
Yeah, I mean
All these quarterbacks in this draft look good.
I mean what's crazy is we could have stayed at 9, got Levis, had our first round pick next year, and if we played this bad, we'd have the first overall pick next year. We'd have Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dude, we could have stayed at 9 and probably got Bryce still, because he probably would have failed.
Yeah, but if
You,
not, I'm not on the Anthony Richardson train. I don't think he's gonna. He's got flashes where he's like Cam Newton, but I don't.
yeah.
Him already being hurt, I don't see. He don't have that toughness that Cam had.
Okay, would you be okay with the way Bryce is playing if we'd have selected him at 9? And we had everybody like Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Like if we'd have stayed at 9, would you be okay with Bryce's play as a rookie right now?
Yeah, if we had more tools, but I think if we had McCaffrey, I don't think we wouldn't be 1-11.
Yeah, because McCaffrey will will us like 4 wins by himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see us being this bad. I feel like it would help Bryce look better than how he is now, because he'd have McCaffrey to dump the ball to. But the other thing too is I think Bryce is up to like 44 sacks now on the season.
Yeah, he got 4 this game.
Yeah, I think he's up to 44. You're not gonna be successful with that. You getting sacked that many times in a season. I
I
mean,
just hope that this is like a really bad learning curve for him, and then like next year he's like dialed in,
yeah,
like he's like, oh okay, like I got it. I don't. Well, it'd be nice for him to have stats. I'd rather have wins versus stats.
oh yeah, but I mean,
Like if Bryce can always, like just imagine Bryce throws for 60%, but he always comes up big on third down, and he always game winning drives. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be happy with a 200-yard game
yeah,
if Bryce drove down the field and won a game for us.
yeah, but he hasn't done it. I mean, he drove down for that game-winning field goal against Houston, but he's not. I just don't see him getting the job done.
Hey, you think he touches that game ball every night? Like, damn, the one W I got in the NFL.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm at a loss, man. I don't know. There's so many holes, and the play calling. You're not even setting him up for success with the play calling. You're putting it all on him, in short yardage when we need the first down. I'm just there's no one thing we can put it on. And that's what I hate. I wish it was just, he just didn't deliver. But he didn't deliver because we didn't give him the right tools. We didn't call the right plays. And we're not going to be successful.
Man, I just wish that he'd have came into a better situation.
Oh yeah.
We even if he'd have had DJ Moore, I feel like that would have opened up. I would have honestly would have been happier if they'd have gave up Brian Burns versus DJ Moore,
Yeah.
especially if you're drafting a quarterback. But Tepper really believed that, hey, we can run this like the NBA. We got a point guard. He'll facilitate all this stuff. No, man, this is the NFL. You either got you either got a playmaker or a game manager as quarterback. It doesn't matter. You can say pocket quarterback. You can say a running quarterback. Those are your two options.
Nope. Shit. All right. There you go. You back? You go. We'll give it a minute. We'll see if Poppy comes back. I'll send him a text message. There we go. You there?
Yeah,
All
I
right, there
don't
we
know
go.
what the hell happened.
It just like you just like disappeared. You went off the screen.
Oh no, what I was saying was is that you in the NFL you either have playmakers or game managers. We got a game manager with nothing around him to manage the game with.
Yep.
The play calling is not setting him up to where he can manage the game.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is we need to run the ball. Bryce needs to come up big on these 2nd and 6, these 3rd and 2s. He needs to come up in big whenever his number is called. That's all he needs to do to succeed at being the number 1 pick. Now, if you want to talk about playmaker, yeah, you can talk about Cam Newton, CJ Stroud, AR-15, and all that. They can do it all. We have a playmaker with nobody around him to help him. I mean, we have a game manager with nobody around him that's a playmaker. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If we'd have had freaking DJ Moore, Bryce would have been way better if we'd have had DJ Moore on the team.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's cold with Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen falling down catching these passes. DJ Moore would have caught catch a pass on the sideline. You know he was known for that.
Yep.
All these passes that we're seeing Mingo freaking jump out the air and do all this crazy stuff, DJ Moore would come down with that. And he would stop on the sideline and then cut it upfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Everything that Bryce needed to succeed was on the roster, and we got rid of it because we tried to go cheap. If we would have had, if the duo today would have been Dante Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, we would have won this game by a landslide.
Yeah.
Them carries that Miles was coming in there getting, man, Foreman would have ate that up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
Like,
we had like just think we didn't need to get rid of McCaffrey to get the first overall pick.
yep.
We didn't need to get rid of Foreman. We didn't need to sign Sanders. So we could have had we could have had McCaffrey, Hubbard. We potentially we would have lost DJ Moore, but we'd have had McCaffrey, Hubbard, Foreman, and Bryce Young. That would have been a way better team to field than what we have now. And we still wouldn't have our first pick next year, but I feel like we'd be in a better position just having McCaffrey on our team still.
Yeah, because, man, them little catches that Miles make, man, McCaffrey can turn that into a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of McCaffrey, he is the league MVP right now. I don't care what anybody says. That dude is like, anytime he touched the ball, he can take that to the house.
Yeah. Like that was. Oh man, it's. Don't get it. I mean, that's another. Speaking of like Thomas Brown needing to go, Fitterer's got to go, man. Got to go. And I'm on this. Thomas Brown's got to go too. After today, nothing changed. We scored 2 more points than our average with Thomas Brown calling the plays because he ain't calling the right fucking plays. Period. Say what you want. Tell me I'm crazy, but he is.
Now I 100% support you, man. Thomas Brown gotta go, man.
Yeah, he is not.
Frank Wright saved his ass. So basically, what I'm seeing is, if nothing changed, and Frank Wright was like, and they were like, "Oh, nothing's gonna change. The verbiage, all that's gonna stay the same. The play calling gonna stay the same. Nothing is changing." That means Thomas Brown came up with this dry ass playbook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they said they were incorporating Frank Wright and Thomas Brown separate playbooks work if
Yep.
you have a running game. We're not even like we have a running back that wants to be the featured back, and we're not trying to feed him the rock.
No, we're trying to split because we're paying somebody more to do less. Like Chuba could have had 150 rushing yards if they would have not had him split time with Sanders, where he sits out for 2 series in the first half, and then plays 2 and then sits out for 2. Like, I don't know if that was Thomas Brown's idea, but that's like, Thomas Brown, if you're watching this, that's fucking stupid. Flat out. I hope you just I hope you're sitting in you're fucking sitting on your couch tonight and you're flipping through watching YouTube videos and this just somehow pops up and you're seeing this timestamp right now and I'm telling you, what the fuck are you thinking?
He wanted to win, man. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah, well, you didn't get to win. What were you thinking? Like, God, if I could just say one sentence to him, like, feed Chuba the ball.
Look, you know what I wish? The NFL could make a lot of money if they start letting fans ask questions. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Like, but like they would say, like, "Hey, look, you bought the sweet ticket, you get to ask a question." Like, you can't come out and say nothing crazy, but you can ask them like, "Hey, what were you thinking on this?" You could clean it up. That would have been a good question to ask. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But they don't never ask nothing like that. They always ask some sugar cookie type question, something they can just get off easy with.
They don't want to ask like, if I was a reporter, like, during that Tepper interview, I'd have been like, what coach wanted C.J. Stroud? Because you said it was almost unanimous. So that means
Man, look,
there was some grumblings in the back that, well, maybe we want to get Stroud. Who was it?
they look, man. They all wanted Bryce, dog.
Yeah,
They all wanted Bryce. They all got bamboozled, and Frank probably led the charge on wanting Bryce. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go against. You know what, man? I'm about to turn into the super positive Carolina Panther fan that agrees with everything that our franchise does.
yeah. But knowing our luck, is this a contract year for Chuba?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
No,
I'm about to look real quick.
Chuba. Yeah, he's been with us for what, 3 years already?
I'm about
This
to
is
find
third
out.
year.
Let's go to contracts. Let's find Chuba. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm about to find out. Uh,
Yeah, this is year 3.
when does his contract expire? Oh, we got him till 2025. All right, I was about to say,
Got his
because
ass.
knowing our luck, he'd be a motherfucker we end up just letting go.
Man, I like Chuba, man. He runs hard. He's not even really a small guy either, man. He's 6 foot 210. He's pretty big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I like the way he runs.
Hey, he runs downhill, and he's like, man, he hits the hole hard, and it's like you know when he hits the hole, he's getting five. You know when he's getting 5+ yards. Like, you see it before the second he hits the line of scrimmage. You know if it's positive or not, because he hits the hole with a purpose.
I'm not gonna lie, when they drafted Chuba, I was just like, why they drafting this guy? But like, I see what they see now.
Yeah.
Like, I see it. I see what they saw. Like, oh, okay, like he had these qualities, and he had these same qualities early on, but he was just sitting behind McCaffrey.
Yep.
So, we lost to Tampa Bay. Overall, how would you grade our gameplay?
So I now
Like
break
how
it.
you think we did?
I break it down by offense, defense, special teams. So defense, I'm gonna give them a A minus. I mean they get us out. I mean they gave up a big touchdown, but majority of that game they forced a lot of 3-and-outs, and you can only do so much before you can't expect a defense in the NFL today to pitch a shutout every fucking game or to allow 7 or less points every game. Now, granted, they haven't they haven't done that all season, but they've again for 2 weeks in a row have put us in a position to win the game. They come up, they stopped them, got us the ball back, 3 minutes left, with a chance for us to come back, drive down the field, win the game. Offense didn't let us down. So when I go to the offense gets a big fat D, like the big D, and I ain't
Oh
talking
yeah.
about Dallas. Like fucking, you have to score as a quarterback. I mean, with the exception of a couple games, with the game today where it was like 6-0. Like as a quarterback in the NFL, you've got to score at least a touchdown to win the game. Like if you don't, you're not going to win. I was like, we're not even going to get into like fantasy owners that have Bryce Young, because there's a bunch of coaches and managers out there right now that manage fantasy teams that are starting Bryce Young and he's not delivering. Granted, I got Jalen Hurts, so I'm good, but no, like the
Yeah, because
offense.
This is the first time because you played fantasy football for a while. Because I remember you always like to get Cam Newton,
Yep.
and this is the first time where you're like, I'm not getting our quarterback.
No. Now, granted, I do have him on my team, but I have him on my team. I didn't draft him. I just picked him up as a free because nobody was drafting him because there's too many question marks. But I used him 1 week when Hurts had his bye week. But no, like the offense gets a D. The defense gave you opportunities to score. They gave you an opportunity to win the game. So the offense overall gets a D. And it starts with the quarterback, but before that it starts with Thomas Brown not calling the plays that need to be called for us to win the game. So and special teams gets an A because man, my man Hecker, like get this man some icy hot because
A
I
big
know
boot.
his leg is hurting. But what's your grades for the team for today?
The offense is a complete F. There's nothing well, you know what? They get a D because the only thing that was good was the running game. This game,
Yep.
and yeah, it's not that impressive. Like if you look at the stats, I think we only got what like four yards a carry.
Yep.
But man, that's better than what we had. We have a running back that went over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Went over 100 yards a day on 25 carries.
Yeah.
That's the only plus. I'm not really a fan of Mingo. Um, I hope over the next couple games I see what everybody else sees in them, but right now I'm not seeing that.
Yeah.
Um, I I'm more willing to give Bryce the benefit of the doubt versus Mingo because Bryce got to remember a lot more stuff.
Yep.
But Bryce is not playing good.
No, he's
I
not.
felt like I felt like that Frank Wright had a 2-year plan for Bryce. Set him the first year, right? Quarterback competition the second year. Andy Dalton still wins. Carolina goes on a losing streak. You put Bryce in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That way, there's no pressure on Bryce. He comes in. He doesn't set for a year, but I see where the media hype of, hey, you need to play this guy. He's your number one pick.
Yep.
So that's what I would say about that. Defense, man, great. There's a lot of plays. There's a lot of plays that happen that will not show up on the stat sheet. Our D line actually showed up today. They uh they play well. Like you said, special teams. You say an A. I gotta give them an A because special team shows up all the time. Johnny Hecker had 367 yards punting today. Wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What would you going into next week after what this game for like a little preview before we get off here for a little preview? Would you would you continue to play Bryce or would you go ahead and just sit him?
I mean, honestly, I'd shut him down for the rest of the season. I mean, we got 5 games left. Um, I'd let him pick up a clipboard, watch Andy Dalton. Let him sort of learn by watching because we're 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 not playing for anything. Like if we won today, we had a chance, a slim chance to actually still win the division. If the losses fell the right way and we won out, we had it. But because of today, we're done. Because of division opponents playing each other, we had a chance if we won today. We are not playing for anything. If Bryce Young is the future, there's no reason to finish out these 5 games and he get hurt, or he tear an ACL or an MCL, or he fucking his shoulder gets blown off his fucking body, and he's done, and we start next season down our starting quarterback. Like the season's over. Let him learn by watching. Get Andy Dalton out there and see. And I'm curious to see if it, because if Andy Dalton plays like he did in week 3 against Seattle, and he's successful, then that tells us something, and that's the hard answer that nobody wants to hear. That maybe it is Bryce Young. But if Dalton comes out and he can't complete passes, receivers can't catch, he gets sacked a shitload of times, then it tells us that okay, this isn't just Bryce, it's everybody, it's the entire offense. More like use Dalton to evaluate whether Bryce really is the quarterback of the future for us.
Man, I see that, man, because I'm afraid of what that answer is gonna be.
Yeah, everybody is, including Tepper, which is why it won't happen. Because everybody's bought into this belief that he is our future quarterback, and I want him to be. I want him to be like, 4,500 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, Bryce Young. You know, we go like 12-5 or 13-4. Or God forbid, 17-0. Like I would love to see that, but I feel like we need to have a measuring stick to determine if it's Bryce Young or if it's all these other problems that we think it is. And the only way you're going to find that out is by putting Andy Dalton in. What do we have to lose? Another game? We've been doing that.
Yeah, you 100% right though. But I think we all know what that answer is gonna be. That Dalton's gonna show up and show out.
Yeah. And also, they won't do that because, I mean, granted, Fitter's ass is on the hot seat anyway, but if Dalton does come out and play good, that shows that Fitter is a fucking dumbass, which we already know.
Man, you
He
know
need,
our scouting department got to be gone after this year.
yeah, like whoever on the whiteboard in the fucking scouting office at Panthers headquarters in Charlotte wrote Bryce names up there, or they got the little magnetic name tape and they put it up there and they circled it and said this is the guy, needs to be fucking going.
Damn. So you will walk in like Tepper and be like, "Get your ass out of here."
Or I just walk down, pat him on the shoulder, like, "Hey, breaking news, you're out of here."
Damn, you be that cold blooded.
I mean, yeah, like if you, because granted, it's always there's no guarantees in the draft. You look at when Tom Brady was drafted. Look when Brock Purdy was fucking drafted. Look when
Yeah.
Ray Lewis was drafted. Um, Jerry Rice. I mean, there's no guarantee. And then you look at all the number ones. I mean, we're not going to talk about the biggest quarterback bust of all time. What's his name from LSU?
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, we're not going to go. We're not going to go that way. That's a whole nother podcast we could spend hours talking about. But there's no guarantee. But to miss this bad, I mean, you're paid for results, and if you miss, you're gone. That's just the nature of the game. That's the business part of it. If you don't deliver, you're gone. It doesn't matter. And it's luck has a lot to do with it, and they were unlucky. So you got to go.
Man, I need Bryce to succeed, man. I'm glad I did not bet on this team at all. Luckily, I don't gamble at all.
Yeah.
Because how positive I am, if I gambled, I'd be broke betting on this team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it. We have Fitter's got to go. Thomas Brown's got to go. Evero can stay.
The scouting department has to go.
Yes. I mean, whoever bright idea it was that we need Bryce. And to be honest, and this is not me, you know, 12 weeks in hindsight. When I originally saw all the tape on C.J. Stroud, on Bryce Young, on Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis, I thought Levis was the best quarterback in the draft. The reason being is look what he had at Kentucky versus what Bryce Young had, what C.J. Stroud had. Levis, name another player on Kentucky that's in the NFL right now that you know offhand that was drafted in this draft.
Oh, I can't say this draft, but I'm gonna say
I mean, I'm not going previous
uh
drafts, but I mean, I'm talking about like so. Levis's the year he got this year when he got drafted. Name a
yeah,
player in the NFL right now that was on his team, or that was
yeah,
on his team on offense the year before, got drafted the year before, or
you
that's going to be
can't.
drafted this year. You can't. Levis did what he did with no fucking body on his team. That's why I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft.
Mm.
And he's not playing, lights out, but he hasn't played all season either. But he is playing decent. He's playing a lot better than Bryce Young, and I feel like he's playing better than C.J. Stroud.
I think D Hop likes Levis because Levis throw honestly Levis 50-50 ball that he throws up is
Yeah,
like the best in the game, dude.
like
Cause he
they lost today in overtime.
yeah.
Was it today they lost?
I don't. I'm not gonna. Let me pull
Yeah, they
the
played
scores
today.
up.
They lost in overtime. So um he was 16 for 33 for 224 yards and a touchdown, and he got sacked
That's
6 times.
that's Bryce numbers, man.
Yeah, but overall this season, he's already got more passing yards than Bryce. He's only thrown 2 picks and he's got 7 touchdowns. So he's got 2 less touchdowns and 6 less picks. And I believe this is the 5th or 6th game he's played in this season. And he's 6'4", 230. He can see over his line. He can make the reads and make the throws. I thought after watching all the tape, I thought Levis was gonna be the one that had the best career, just because of what he did in Kentucky with no weapons.
Well, I wanted Sam Howell 2 years ago in the third round.
Yeah,
So and look what he's doing now. You know, so we both didn't get the guy, but I would say that we both can agree that when they drafted Bryce, there was some type of excitement,
Yeah.
but now it's not looking good.
And then you look at Stroud today. Stroud in a win, 16 for 27, 274 yards and a touchdown. Sacked 5 times. So both of them are getting sacked today more than Bryce did. But they got the win. Well, Stroud did. Levis didn't. But I've always wary of Ohio State fucking quarterbacks. Um, and then you look at Bryce, undersized quarterback on a really great college team that always has running backs and receivers and great defenses. So that's why, in my opinion, I thought Levis was the better quarterback. But he could have came here and put up Bryce numbers. So that's where I think if they let Dalton play and he's successful, it's going to expose Bryce. And Tepper doesn't want that because now the entire organization looks worse than it already is because they did all that. They traded all that capital for somebody who's not going to be ever worth what we lost to get him.
Well, do you believe that the coaches really thought they were going to get Stroud? How do you think it went down? You think Tepper was just like, "Hey, we're getting Bryce at the last minute," or how do you think it went down?
Honestly, I think Tepper made the decision. Well, and he can say it was by committee, but I think it was more of he went in and I really like Bryce Young, and then the committee agreed with fucking Tepper. Is what I think happened. I think Tepper gave his opinion and being the fucking boss man, the big old sack of shit, um, that they decided to go with Bryce, and Tepper influenced that decision. Because
I don't think
nowhere was there any rumors that we were trading Houston for number 2. I never heard a single rumor. There was never anything in the rumor mill or any trades that we were trading Houston for number 2. So this
Well, I think
whole,
you misspoke.
I don't know, but I mean, they had the number 2 pick. How were we going to get the number 2 pick?
Basically,
Yeah,
he drafted Bryce because he knew the Texans were going to draft Will Anderson, and he didn't want Will Anderson and Bryce to be on the same fucking team.
fuck, it might have worked out better for us. Just being honest.
He fell in love with Bryce.
Yeah, and I think he influenced that decision. And honestly, I don't like again like I wanted if we I wanted Levis. I wanted us to take Levis at 9, and I feel like that'd put us in a better position because we'd have a bigger quarterback that can see over the line, and I think we would have quite a few more wins on the win column if we had Levis instead of Bryce Young.
You really think that Levis would have turned? We would have been way better with him.
Yes, I do.
I don't think Will Levis is better than Bryce. I just feel like Will Levis' play calling and his situation is better. He got Derrick Henry sitting back there, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, let's see. I'm gonna look up the numbers here. Let's see how Levis did in college. And now I'm going to look up Bryce Young in college. Because they played most of the same people. All right, so let's see. All right, so I mean, Bryce had him beat. Bryce had 8,300 yards, 80 touchdowns, 12 picks for his career. Levis had 5,800 yards, 46 touchdowns, and 25 picks. But what I looked at when I looked at Levis is who he was throwing to versus who Bryce Young was throwing to in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Look at the receivers he was throwing to. Look at the running backs he had, and you look at Levis, and most of that came from his 2 years at Kentucky, because he was at Penn State before that. He didn't have any. There's nobody to throw to, so he did more with less than what. I think if you put Bryce Young on Kentucky, Bryce Young wouldn't have got drafted.
Man, Bryce Young would have lit it up. Air Bryce, man, that's what he was known for in college, man, airing it out.
Yeah.
You know that game film of Bryce Young gets you hyped. He looked good in college, man. Just the pros, man. He ain't there yet.
Yeah.
If Bryce came out here if Bryce comes out here and he ends up playing like how he did in college, that's gonna change the landscape of the NFL.
Yeah.
Because no longer are they gonna get the biggest and the fastest players. They're gonna get the players with the best IQ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because eventually, because you remember the big running back got phased out. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If Bryce goes out here and succeeds, we're going to see a lot more 5'10" quarterbacks. We're going to see smaller offensive linemen, because I feel like the NFL is heading to thinner helmets, thinner shoulder pads, smaller players, like.
Yeah.
Because they want to turn it into flag football.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we can wrap this up. We've been going for I don't even know how long we've been going.
I think almost went for the same amount of time,
almost 2 hours, 4 hours short of
yeah.
2 hours. Yeah, we've been going at it for a minute.
Oh
so,
yeah.
I guess we'll table this for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep. So, if anybody's watching this, remember to like and subscribe. We're gonna do a midweek live podcast on Wednesday, as we take on New Orleans at New Orleans, and hope for a better result with more. Hopefully, Chuba gets the ball more, and Thomas Brown gets his head out of his ass and starts calling plays to our strengths. But that's gonna wrap it up. You got anything else, Poppy?
I ain't got nothing to say except for, hey, tomorrow's the new week. Dub coming Sunday, baby. 6-11. Let's go.
All right. Well, again, you heard it live here at Carolina First, where we bring you all Carolina content, especially shit that's not on the stat sheet. Until Wednesday, guys, I'll holla at you.
Yep.
He loved the game.
Mills is quite a story, John. They said he was too small, too little, too everything. Two tight ends on the set. He comes in motion to the near side. Pressure shot. Sam Mills gets the sack.
What happened between you and Talib on the field early in the game?
I don't know. You go ask him because he didn't finish the game. Ice up, son. Ice up.